Welcome back to the hardest teams to rebuild week. We just got done doing the Chargers a few days ago, and now it's time to do the Baltimore Ravens. Another really low overall roster that just has so many holes that they need to fill. Starting with quarterback, tight end would be nice to get. I don't know where I'm going with this, but of course the Baltimore Ravens, a team that for the last, couple months even, very favorited to make the Super Bowl. It was, you looked at the projections odds, it was always like, the Ravens versus the Niners, 27% chance. The Ravens versus the Lions, 23% chance. It was like they were always at the top of the list. And then they got, into the game against the Chiefs, who I will say their defense has been insane. It's crazy. They forgot to run the ball. They kind of forgot that running the ball is what they do best. Now, don't get me wrong. Their offense, you look at the numbers and they're pretty mediocre. However, their efficiency's up there. But a lot of that obviously plays through the run, which, speaking of, sure, in a perfect world in real life, you can maybe roll with Gus Edwards, Lamar Jackson, and, Keaton Mitchell. If he's healthy, he could be the guy as well. But in Madden, our very, very best case is Keaton Mitchell and J.K. Dobbins. I'm just sorry. It's just not happening. In game, sure, maybe. But this is one of those moves that, it just seems like it's not going to happen, dude. How many injury-prone seasons? 3 now, I believe. It's just a GG. I'm sorry to say it, but it just is. Lamar Jackson, obviously, favorite to win MVP. Zay Flowers, debatably, not even debatably, but arguably, which is kind of the same thing, his rookie season was better than Rashad Bateman's 3 NFL seasons combined, which is saying something. Ronnie Stanley, obviously a disappointing season. Linderbaum, great. Zeitler, how long are you going to have him or Moses for? Probably not long. Maybe even retired this season in Madden at least, or very close to. So definitely need to replace those positions. And then tight end, obviously we talked about slightly. Mark Andrews, one of the better tight ends in the league, obviously. It's just this problem. A lot of teams have this problem. It's kind of how the contact sport works. Injuries, especially the Ravens though. And then looking at defense though, Marlon Humphrey, I feel like he's just been, I know he had a good end of the season, but I feel like he's just been trending downwards. And I'm just surprised that he's still a 91 overall. We have seen EA go very harsh with defenders, especially corners this Madden, and he's still going strong, which is a little surprising to me. Like I said, Pierce, another guy you can argue with injury concerns. What didn't he I don't know if he took off, but he didn't play because of COVID. And then for the Vikings, he missed the majority of the season. And then last year, I think he actually did play quite a bit, but also getting up there in age. Madubuike, I gotta say though, look at the ratings, insane. He's always been a guy that's average. Maybe you can develop him in Madden, but now with this breakout season, we like to see it. I feel like there's a lot of guys with a lot of sacks this season, and not in Madden, but in real life. Kyle Hamilton, it's almost like people forgot that safeties aren't genuinely the fastest players on the field, and intelligence works. 88 overall. Of course, the Ravens have always seemingly had pretty good safeties. They've always had above average to, average to above average safeties, and this is definitely one of their better duos. In recent history, is Marcus Williams is really good. Geno Stone's decent. You always see him go to free agency though, because they got 2 good, really good starting safeties. So can't really do much with that. I don't want 3 safeties. Maybe in real life they do, but we're kind of broke. Another thing, usually the Ravens don't get a whole lot out of their starters or their rookies in their first year. Not really seeing anything from Trenton Simpson. Obviously, injuries once again playing a factor. Ajabo. Obviously, haven't seen much there. Travis Jones. A lot of guys that maybe in real life can get it going, but because of the lacking of early career success, I don't know if we'll ever be able to get them going because, their base is so low, right? These guys are 23, 24-year-old, low overalls that I can draft day 1, even in the second or third round, better than them. So, you got Owe, who's... they got some decent linebackers here, obviously. Roquan's amazing. Patrick Queen finally stepping up, and obviously this is a team that was all around pretty damn good at football. There's not really much more to say about it, but as far as a rebuild standpoint, which I have to do every team, this is a team that I haven't actually rebuilt in any capacity since April of last year. Right end definitely needs an improvement. Cornerback could help. outside linebacker, and then that's kind of it if we can afford everybody. And then on offense, a couple of offensive linemen, maybe a wide receiver or two, and then potentially running back. But this is a team that, even though they make the Super Bowl decent bit in Sim, doesn't usually win the Super Bowl often, so we're going to try to do that here today. Well, let's see the Niners versus the Chiefs. The winner is the Chiefs, 21-17. I don't know what kind of dev ups this team should be looking at. I'm trying to think. Don't know if there would be any on offense, right? And none on offense, which isn't really surprising. And the defensively doesn't look like there's any dev ups here either. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're already pretty good and developable players, but still, just something to think about. Also, I'm not really sure what we do with Trenton Simpson. He's a guy that, I mean, in a user league or just in general, you want to start, but I mean, there's not really much we can do about trying to start him. Patrick Queen, though, I will say, is a guy that you see a decent bit in free agency as well, so I do worry about the financials. There's a couple of other teams like the Dolphins that are in cap hell for the most part that we want to get to, but as of right now, the focus is the Ravens, and hopefully, once again, getting that Super Bowl win. Here are the negotiations. $36 million. Oh, my Lord. They're still negotiating. Oh, my. That's a fifth-year option, at least. Bateman. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so this team is screwed. Maybe Trenton Simpson is expected to be replacing sooner than thought. 3-year 81? Okay, I don't know if I overpaid, but, you know, the way that it was looking, wasn't looking promising. OA, I mean, it's an interesting decision because that's probably what he's going to ask for per year. And if he actually does well, I'd like to pay that. But I'm kind of feeling for some reason we're going to need to replace him. So a fifth-year option, I think, is the best thing to do. And then Bateman, I just don't think he's worth that in any capacity. Okay, so it's another team. I wouldn't say, you know, the Chargers was tough. We, spoiler alert, ended up winning a Super Bowl year one. But I will say this team is not exactly what it seems, as we are losing some names here. We can't really afford Queen. We would just lowball for the chance at the tag, which is a lot of money. Oh my. What's the zone and block shed? He's 84 overall, but I kind of have no choice but to let him go. It's Trenton Simpson season. I can see why Geno Stone and Patrick Queen go to free agency a lot. And that was before Matabike was like a god that you had to re-sign for this much. You know, he was never this expensive. Now he is. But maybe we can actually, release some players and make it work to try to get Patrick Queen back. But he also doesn't seem like he's very interested either. T. Higgins. I know he's not quite the overall he was before, and I know this team covets their shorter, shiftier wide receivers, but it would definitely be nice to have someone with a little bit of size on the boundary. And for the potential, like, releasings/trades to save money, there's not a lot. We can save a little bit by getting rid of Bowser. Don't think it's worth getting rid of Moses and Makari. But we're not, there's no, like, golden goose of salary cap savings at the moment. Bro, what even just happened? T. Higgins, I offered a 3-year 45. He goes to the Patriots on a 3-year 42. And then I offered the same to Gabe Davis. Then he goes to the Patriots as well on a 3-year 40. The Patriots are not playing around. As far as, using our money goes, those were, really the two positions I was like, okay, I'm willing to pay out to get, better wide receivers. But the rest, I think we got to go youth if we want to somehow keep this team even close to intact. Marvin Harrison, 1 overall. Do they have the draft order proper as well now, which is awesome? We'd love to see that. Washington at number 2 goes Brock Bowers. That is a brand new one. Usually it's been basically static that the Jets take him every single time, which I don't even hate actually, because it feels like it's been forever since the Jets have had a good tight end. I don't know why I'm going to the tight end spot, but we're going to go to Commanders real quick. What do they do at quarterback? Baker Mayfield. Okay, I mean, I guess. No quarterback. Don't tell me the Cardinals are the first team to take a QB. Okay, now here's the thing. This is Bengals' updated class. He literally just updated a day or two ago. So, maybe some positions changed it around a little bit. But this is definitely new, as Atlanta gets Caleb at 8 somehow. I don't know what's going on here. The Jets, a new name for once. Newton at 11, a little bit more realistic than where we took him in our Chargers, let's be honest. The Broncos with a dream scenario. But if you want to check that rebuild out, I recommend it. Who would have thought? And while you're over there, wow, Fautanu all the way at 14 is crazy. I thought maybe we had a chance at 20-ish trade up. Maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel as we are entering our pick-ish. Gotta say, though, cornerback going right there. The wide receivers have fallen, but the problem is I don't know if any of them being there is realistic. And as far as corner goes, we have okay corners, but a wide receiver, too, that's like legit with size is kind of hard to get. I'm just saying. Now, it's kind of crazy some of the options we have. O-line went ridiculously high. It went high, and it never stopped going. And you guys seen some of the wide receivers that are there. Some pretty crazy names. Now, McKinstry, also a guy that's like expected to go top 20. There's so many options. What are the biggest needs? Bateman can still develop. But at the same time, I kind of want someone tall on the boundary. There's some other options a little bit later. Odunze, never going to happen, right? He's like supposed to go top 10, top 15. Keon Coleman, though, you could see it. You could definitely see it. Do I go with more offense on a team that's just well coached on defense no matter who they got? I'm debating it. Because I really wanted someone in the trenches, and we can see here that it doesn't look like that's going to be a viable option, right? Like, what are we looking at? Dorless, 3 to 4 maybe. Trice, we could use edge, but I think I'd rather just stick with Ajabo, get the positions we actually need, while we can still develop some of the guys we have on the roster right now. And maybe they do have time to develop, maybe. O-line, like I said, one of the big needs for ourselves, and I'm pretty sure Jack Nelson's still going to be normal dev, and I just don't trust it. We do have Patrick Paul, who has actually fallen a little bit here. I'm having a hard time here. I really don't know who to take. I'm thinking it's either trade down, corner, or wide receiver. Although, even though I just talked about Ajabo, I kind of like Trice as well. You know what? Bateman's going to the slot. Keon Coleman, wide receiver 2. Hidden dev, jumping prowess, a little bit of speed. I like it. And as much as I really need a corner and need all these things, I don't think we can go trade up mode. I really don't. Like, our draft picks are just the end of the freaking round, each round. We just got to take whoever's there, right? We just got to take best available. There's no real arguing there. Maybe I should have even traded down instead of going wide receiver, but at least he was hidden. That's kind of the one takeaway. Cornerback, I don't know why I thought Kalen King was going to be there, but I was hoping he would be. Man, there's some options here. I don't know what to do. We ended up trading a second round this year, a fourth round this year, a seventh this year, and a seventh 2 years from now for pick, I think it was 72 and 91, 71 and 91, so 9 spots up. We kind of moved some picks around. They get quantity over quality, and it was to trade up for who a lot of people think is the best running back in the class, so I don't feel bad about it. Now, the main reason why I traded down is I wanted to get a little bit more picks to potentially go for a cornerback or go for multiple DTs rather than just one. I will say, as far as like what's going in front of us, some of the worst options for us have gone right in front of us. But yeah, let's take a look at what we got at potential corner. As once again, we could live with who we have, but I would like to have someone a little more developable. I don't know if I like who I see here, though, as Jones is 23. Had him on my list just as like a last-ditch effort, but I don't see myself pulling the trigger on someone that's 23, unfortunately. And Dorless, I think, might be hidden. I kind of wanted like a nose tackle type, but I didn't really get that based on Sweat. I was going to go for Sweat, but he went a little bit higher than I thought. Do I take There's so many options here. I really don't know what to do. Running backs on my list. I might trade down again. I'm going to trade down like another 15 spots, I think. We're going to get a 6th round next year from the Raiders to move back. I don't even know how many spots that is. Like 10? Oh, that's 6 spots. That's not bad at all. And they take Braylon Allen. I was thinking about him. I think based on the running backs I seen, it was like Keaton might be their starter, and then we look for like a 4th or a 5th round power back. I think that's not a bad decision. And I can't remember if Dorless was hidden or not, but I think Dorless with the bench press, the A power move, the A tackle is going to be my choice here. And he is normal. Okay, I can't remember if that's new or not, but regardless, we have a normal no matter how you want to look at it. Corner is on the list as well. Newton goes. Kind of hoping Jerry Jones goes because I want a corner, but I don't want to like reach for one. Carson, I'm almost certain is normal, but I'm willing to try and go for him and develop him. Jerry Jones does go, and we have 2 teams in front of us that could go corner. What are our other options? Go with McLuthern, who is a new name for me as well. Maybe that would be even better. So just got to hope that, there's one corner there in the next 2 picks. Well, hoping that they're not one corner there, I suppose. And we see neither taken. We also have another pick coming up. So I think we're going to take the corner here, and then I'm not really sure what's next. I don't know which corner, though. Carson, like I said, I'm pretty sure is normal, but he's got an eye upside. I'm going to go with Kalen Carson. 91 across the board, basically. Picking up little bits and bobs here and there. Be nice to get 2 mid-4ths. It was only 1 spot. We'll take that for a 6th-round pick. Trey Benson. Once again, you can call that an unrealistic trade, but we could use a running back, and Trey Benson is, in this class, like basically the best running back, based on the speed and all that. Kind of crazy. I'm going to go with this trade. We can always use next year assets to do things. I'm going to go to 11 and see where we're at. Because like I said, I still want a running back. I still want an offensive lineman. And a DT, another one, even with Travis Jones on the roster, wouldn't hurt. And I think I'm going to go with a new name, Christian Boyd, who looks like that nose tackle type. Really good block shed. Strength isn't the best, but good power move, good tackle. That's the new guy on the block. Normal dev with a little bit lower strength, like we said, but he's kind of big, and his key ratings look really good. I think we're going to go to the next round. Yeah, we're going to go to the next round and then take potentially a trade. Oh, I actually wanted Isaiah Davis too. I'm going to go with a trade up probably for a running back of some sort. Oh, what about Coleman? I'm going to trade up for Coleman, and I guess we'll slow roll it and see who's available at running back. We trade 2 7s this and a 4th next for the high 5th from the Commanders, keeping our pick 30 in hopes that a running back falls there. If not, we make one final trade up. But with this pick, I am going to be taking Brandon Coleman, a guy that I also haven't taken before. B, run block. That's the only redeeming quality that I know about him, and that's why I put him on my list, and that's why he's normal dev. And I think we're going to go for youth. McClellan, Alabama. A break tackle, pretty trucky. Not the fastest, but 89 speed, 80 excel. We got our new, quote-unquote, Gus Edwards. And I'm going to make one last trade up into the first pick of the 7th round as Javon Baker is there, and I kind of feel like I'm probably going to end up trading Bateman, who needs a contract off. So that's who I'm going to be going for here, Mr. Javon Baker. And he's got a little bit of speed, so why not? 93 speed, 92 excel. Welcome. And I know Rashad Bateman could go for more in a Madden setting, but based on what he's done in real life, based on the fact that his rookie deal's basically up here, I think... Okay, what do we got? Not the best, but not the worst. I think he probably goes for a 4th-round pick, based on, the things we mentioned. But Keon Coleman, the new wide receiver, number 2, looking kind of beastly. Spec catch through the roof, release a little low. Route running outside of deep is a little low, but very good-looking wide receiver with jump ball ability. I think more of those types of guys can never hurt an offense. Dev, star dev, not really shocked by that in any... capacity, and then pretty much everyone else was normal, right? Let's take a look at McClellan at least. 21 years old. What are his ratings? That's pretty good. I think Mitchell gets the start. I know it's a small sample size, but he kind of went off before the injury. And then McClellan's the backup, but either thing can change, right? We can, things are fluid, basically. Things are fluid. Let's take a look at Boyd as well. He's a new name we haven't had before. Ooh, yeah, that's good nose tackle ability. Do we start him over Travis? I think it kind of depends on Travis's ratings, but I think Travis at this point is just a name with star dev, whereas Boyd is better ratings, but normal. And 2 years younger. Welcome to the first official season of this Baltimore Ravens rebuild. Just like last rebuild I did, where it was the Chargers. Definitely sold on the O-line early, but that's just the way it is. Unless you're going to go in the first round, you're going to usually find a bunch of normal devs, which I don't really want to build around on the offensive line. So we definitely have not done the best. Zeitler's gone, but Moses is still here, thankfully. Wide receivers, I'm going to keep Bateman. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford him, but he fits at least as a decent slot receiver. and Coleman obviously at the number 2 spot. Looking at running backs, though, we're hoping that we can get some development out of the 2 youngsters that are here. Mitchell, obviously, with the speed, and McClellan with the power. At least we have 2 running backs that are, lightning and thunder, if you will. And then defensively, a bunch of question marks, right? A bunch of question marks, but at least they're young. Off and away with the first of 2 for his camp standout, 10k XP. That should get him 1 upgrade, maybe a +2 to power move or something. 13 million, and we have guys like Brandon Steffens. Bateman needs a contract. Thankfully, not many others, though. Kyle Hamilton in the future, Tyler Linderbaum in the future. Do you really pay a wide receiver 3? Of course, he's not asking for wide receiver 3 money. It's like in this league's day and age, it's, like wide receiver 4 money almost at this point. But I guess we give him a 3-year 22. He's pretty young, so, I mean, we still have a little bit of money to spend in the future. And we're hoping some other contracts maybe come off the books and we're okay. All right, if we win this game, we might have the bye week, and we do not win. 12-5 is a great season, though, and I took a gander at the stats, and they were pretty mid. I ended up changing out the running back because Mitchell was not having a good season. We'll see if things change at all, but looking at the season numbers, or the win-loss total, pretty good stuff, right? It's not an easy conference to play in, not an easy division to play in, and we went 12-5 with, once again, like I said, what felt like very mid numbers. They definitely improved, but they're still really low, obviously. Lamar Jackson, a lot of rushing yards. McClellan was better, but still kind of mid, but maybe he gets another chance at it. Flowers pretty good. Andrews decent. Keon Coleman didn't really get much of a chance, and then Bateman at 658. This is tough, really rebuilding teams like this where you want the rushing numbers to exist because it's Lamar Jackson, but for a simple fact, the best way to win would be to switch to something a little bit more traditional. Just, get better numbers for better dev-up chances. But I guess because it's a team that's already so good, we're just going to ride this out as much as possible. Tucker with the Kicker of the Year award win. No other award wins, obviously, because, once again, this scheme for offense is terrible. Absolutely terrible for a chance at a dev up. It's so bad. It really, you're just not going to get dev ups at any other position. Really, just any on offense. But Buffalo, 84 overall. We're an 87. O-line's a little iffy, but we're a better team. Will be a year 1 Super Bowl win just like the Chargers rebuild we had? That's a good question. Let's find out. Buffalo, not an easy team to beat, but like we said, we are the higher overall. 14-0, not a good start for us. 7 points. 14-7. Defense is holding up after 2 really bad drives allowed for touchdowns. Only down by 7. The offense just puts up nothing. Come on. And it looks like there's a pretty low chance we win this game, and the game is over as we only scored 10 whole points. That's what this playbook's going to do, right? 93 yards of passing offense. Rushing was terrible. Sure, we could get better running backs, but for a scheme that's supposed to be so good for running the ball as their number 1 yards last year, I believe, on the ground, unless it was the Bears, I can't remember, top 5 at least, those numbers are so mid. What am I supposed to do with that? Like I said, we're going to be playing within the scheme, but if we don't change the scheme, I think this is going to be a 5-year rebuild, which is crazy because it's an 88 overall starting roster. Cowboys versus the Jaguars. Does the Jaguars even have a chance? They did, but realistically, they didn't. 12.7 mil with probably no dev-ups. Offense, obviously none. Did not surprise me at all. And then defensively, I don't see any here either. The DT, the right end, neither. So kind of a wasted season, really. Yes, we made the playoffs, but we did no damage in the playoffs, and we got no dev-ups. So it was kind of all for nothing. Another bad draft pick for another disappointing end. Of course, going on to the next week, trying to get some re-signings in. I think Linderbaum would make sense for the 5th-year option, and then who was the other player? It was Kyle Hamilton. I don't think it makes sense for him. Linderbaum for sure. Kyle, we're going to just try and re-sign if we can afford him. Some okay names in here, like Patrick Ricard, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we got to save as much as we can, as we have more names to re-sign and bigger positional needs. Ben Mason will be the starter, I think, unless he was in that list and I just completely missed it. and free agency we'll look at, but I would highly doubt we spend any money here. Like, Nick Chubb would be game-changing for us, but we just don't have the money for it. We just simply don't. Nick Bolton, some really good names in here, but we just don't have the money to make the plays here. Unless there's somebody, like, really expensive, or a few that are really expensive players that we can get rid of, I think we're just going to be relying on the draft again. And there absolutely are no names that we can get rid of other than Stanley and Humphrey, but those are two cornerstone players. Maybe Stanley, but then our offensive line would really be in a spot. And Travis Jones are going to be trading off to the Bears for a high 5th-round pick. Travis Jones is 25 years old and only a 75 overall. He is pretty bad. He's not really developable, in my opinion. Back in the draft, and the Bears back at pick 1 overall. I can't exactly remember who I had high on my list. We have pass rushers, but do I want to go pass rusher when I could not go pass rusher? Will Johnson. I did not expect a decent cornerback to be here. Pick 24. Okay, so some of these players are actually halfway decent. I didn't expect these guys to be here. Round 1, 45 reps? Like, he's surely not supposed to be there, right? This is just, like, glitching out. I mean, I need O-line. I'm going to take this guy. I'm taking him. Hidden dev, super strong, big. We are now in the 2nd round. A corner is on my list, but it's not like something that we need super desperately, as we obviously have Carson, who's still, able to dev up. Edge is definitely a bigger problem, in my opinion, though, as Ajabo's already 25, and he's still not even close to an 80. D-line, kind of, but once again, we got more players there that can also dev. Running back is also an interesting position. I mean, kind of feel like no matter who we get, it's just going to be a bad time. Very athletic, though, for Martinez. I don't know. I just think that running back's always going to be a problem. Do you really want to spend a draft pick this high on a running back? Probably not, right? Like, Mitchell is probably just as good as any of these speed guys. If I think only one of them was speed guys, in fairness. And McClellan, pretty same as well. So I don't know if running back, unless you can almost guarantee they're like, hidden dev, whatever. Ooh, Walker's there too. It's a 1-2, but no participation. But great speed, great excel, young. That's really all that needs to be known. This is tough. I could go O-line as well again, which it worked out this latest pick, and we need a lot of linemen. Booker, Colby, I don't know much about them. Slaughter, we ended up kind of spoiling that he was normal dev. Zach Rice. Did we draft Zach Rice? He's 20 years old. He looks pretty good, but he's a 3-4. What about Fairchild? I don't think I ever went Fairchild. 6'5", 21. I'm going Fairchild. Yes! Hidden dev, O-line. I've never been that excited for an offensive lineman being hidden. 2 hidden dev linemen now. Biggest positional needs. Kind of. Edge is huge for us as well, but I mean, I'm just going to give Ajabo one more season. Walker's still there, which is, I don't know, kind of unrealistic. Pregnon, I don't remember if we even checked what his dev was, which is probably a fair thing. We shouldn't know the devs, especially if we've never drafted them before. I think I'm going to go with, I do like Kreutz and Dewberry as well. It's day 3, but at the end of the day, we're basically at day 3. I'm going to go Dewberry. I'm going to go Cam Dewberry. Normal dev. I mean, this would be an insane rookie lineman class, like just going nothing but O-line. And I'm going to go with Josh Kreutz now, the center, who's hidden dev. All right, he's 6'2", 290, though, which is definitely center rather than guard. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with a hidden dev, especially in a user-created class. It seems like it's really hard to find those positions, O-line at least. Yeah, I mean, we drafted nothing but O-line so far. Jalen Wright, he was supposed to be in last class, right? Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get any running backs here. Who the hell do you even take, though? I don't really know. This guy's got a little bit of speed. I'm going to take Ollie Gordon. Why not? Look decently fast. Add him to the list. Late 5th, was it? Late 5th, that's fine. I think we're going to trade this pick down and then go with maybe a fullback, because Ben Mason might need a contract, and I'm not really willing to pay for fullbacks these days. I'm taking quarterback. Mertz, 86 throw power, had a little bit of speed, I felt, so add him to the list. All right, that 13 mil is now turned into 6.9 mil. We did grab a couple of hidden offensive linemen, though, 3 of them to be exact, and I'm not gonna complain about it. Right tackle, Francis Magoy. I don't know if that's how you say his name. Sorry. New right tackle, 20 years old, massive, which we love to see. Super beastly and strong with star dev. Kind of felt like he was going to be superstar, but the fact that he's not tells me that there's no way. There's no way any of these guys are superstar. So we'll keep Fairchild at right guard, but we'll take a look at that dev star. And then Mr. Kreutz playing left guard, I suppose, even though he's on the smaller side. Not really good at pass blocking, but I mean, I'm going to start my hit-ins anytime I can. So he's going to be our left guard. Boom. And then looking at Gordon, the running back, 70 overall. Yeah, I mean, just a bunch of trench stuff, mainly offensive line. He's an okay running back, but nothing to write home about. Here it is, Season 2. Running back is still a problem, but, I mean, unless we're going to trade for a proven running back or sign a proven one, this is the way about going it, about things. The other receiver, the options are great. Tight end 1 is great. Wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 are great. O-line is just like day and night better for future-wise. Left tackle might need to be replaced, but every other position is perfectly fine. Then looking at the defense, we need a new left outside linebacker for sure. DT potentially, and then right end potentially. And then everyone else, hopefully Carson as well, should be good as well. It's just, once again, money problems could be an issue. $39 million. Mark Andrews is a must. Oh my lord, Kyle Hamilton actually wants a lot. Oh wow. Okay, so this team is kind of falling apart here. It is falling apart a lot. Zay Flowers is coming up too. Oh, pain. Lamar is a pain. Andrews is the toughest to replace, though, I think. Right? He's a tight end. He's good. 23 mil to re-sign Kyle Hamilton away. Stanley Ajabo, and then the future. Okay, I don't want to lose Kyle Hamilton, I'll tell you that much, but at the same time, I mean, that doesn't even factor in the outside linebacker or Stanley. Oh no, this is a disaster. This is a full-blown disaster. Do you withdraw Hamilton and then pay away and then tag Hamilton? So away takes the 5-year just under $100 million, so that's about $20 million per. Hamilton, we had to remove the negotiation and then probably just tag him. Stanley, once again, I could see why he goes to free agency as well, so we're going to try to get Hamilton, but man, this team's in a spot. Playoffs, we're in a spot, but we're also still playing really well. I mean, I can't change the scheme if we're doing well, even though it's going to result in like no dev-ups and hurt the team overall. If you're winning games, what can I do? What can I do? I can't make the argument of changing the scheme, even if it's for the greater good, if we're winning games. I mean, look at these numbers. They're so bad. At least McClellan was a little bit better, but I mean, these just aren't numbers that are going to get you dev-ups, and end of season XP means a lot for chances of upgrading players. But away at least was worth the money, it seems like. Matabike, 8.5, not bad. Interceptions, pretty tame across the board. Tucker was great yet again. Punting, even though we're about to lose our punter, was pretty good. I just can't stop thinking about how broke we are. I just can't. Mr. Dak wins the MVP award. And as far as awards go for us, 0. But back in the playoffs, maybe we'll actually win a game this time. Going up against the Steelers, 88 overall to their 85. I don't know if I really see our overall going up much more, though, like I said, especially on offense, is we're just not going to get many overall ups. The upgrade points are just going to be lacking when your season's like mid as hell. Like 800 yards, 900 yards isn't bad, but for Madden numbers, that's never going to result in a dev up, and the XP from it's going to be low. Now, here's the thing. We are winning games, but when it comes to the playoffs, I mean, we've scored an average of, 11.5 points in the last 2 playoff games, unless we score a touchdown here. As it looks like the Steelers might come back and, nope, not going to win the game. We win the game 13-10. Unbelievably low scoring, but Lamar Jackson at least put up some yards this time, even though he had 0 touchdowns and 1 pick. I just don't know if I see this scheme as viable. Away with 2.5 sacks, though. We like to see it. We'll find out, though. Maybe they'll win the Super Bowl without a scheme change, but the numbers and the offense in general just seem so bad. They just do. But I don't know how you go. What do we do? 13-4, 12-5 with this bad of an offense. Is it really the defense holding that hard? or carrying that hard. Let's go with agile for the lineman. Got to get that finesse blocking up. 3 to run block finesse, which I suppose this team likes to run the ball quite a bit. Mark Andrews, I mean, it doesn't really matter. The AI's going to upgrade him how they upgrade him. Divisional matchup, 13-4, barely beating the 9-8 Steelers in fairness, though. While it's a win, it's not a very impressive one. If we get smoked because we don't score anything here, I think I might have no choice but to change the scheme. I'm just going to be honest with you. I might have no choice because we're losing and barely winning against teams with lower overalls than us for the most part. And it's low scoring. It's the offense. The defense has played pretty well for the both games, but offense has just done nothing. So we give up 7. We get 3. We get the stop. We get 10. Okay, the most points we scored in a half. The coaching staff was worried. They were worried. I started yapping, and they were like, "Okay, let's just win a Super Bowl then." Okay, maybe not. The ultra choke, barely getting to overtime after a 14-point lead into the fourth quarter. Was it? Bunch of running, looking pretty good on this drive, and very methodical for the win. Up by 3 for the victory. Lamar kind of mid numbers, but at least the yards are higher than 90, which that first game was awful. Last season for the playoffs. A-Chain was great with the yards. The 88-yard run, the yards per carry. McClellan, not bad. You want to be over 4, but he's pretty low of an overall still, so at least it's better than Mitchell. Mitchell was 2.9, and we had to bench him. It's crazy low. And Keon Coleman's been developing nicely. Let's see what his ratings actually are. So even though slot we've kind of seen is a bit of a bad upgrade, it is by far the biggest needs he has, short and medium routes, which 2 to medium, 1 to short, 1 to deep, 1 to catch. Very good upgrade, actually. Maybe the offensive line really needed that upgrade. I mean, they're all young, but at least their development is up there. Ooh, breakout running back. This could be a double whammy win. Get to the Super Bowl and get to star dev for the running back. He needs 2 touchdowns or 100 yards. Both extremely doable. Going up against the Raiders, 84 overall. I mean, I'm not saying this is a guarantee. Who do they even beat to get here is what I want to know. Who do you beat as an 84 overall to get into the championship round in the AFC? Wildcard round, the Raiders beat the Colts. Okay, that makes sense. And then they beat the Chiefs. Okay, give them some credit. Put some respect on their names because they actually could win this game. 11-6. I've seen that scheme do things. All right, end of the game. Raiders, pretty low overall, but the scheme's not bad. 7-7. Definitely took us longer to get down there, but the second drive was a little bit better. Defense is doing its best. Offense needs to build a lead here. 10-point lead into the fourth quarter is not bad. Only 7 now. Touchdown should win it. We get the touchdown and the field goal, and we do head into the Super Bowl with a chance to maybe play against the Rams. I don't know if I want to call it a Mickey Mouse run, but I have definitely seen tougher runs to the Super Bowl and to winning it. Lamar, pretty mid numbers, but at least the completion percentage was good. McClellan, nothing to write home about there. Holy. Coleman was good, though. Coleman was the best receiver in the game in that one, which is impressive because they got Devontae away and Max Crosby with sacks, no interceptions, and then kicking was clean. A pretty clean game. And I can't remember if he had 2 touchdowns. I doubt it. The yards were terrible. You gave a good game out there, Coach. Yeah. Can't even get to star dev. Oh, my. Deving a running back is always the toughest thing. And then we have the Niners kind of expected. Trying to think of dev ups. Maybe McClellan would have gotten a dev up. I don't know how hard it is. And then breakout DB. We're just getting all the breakouts in the playoffs. But I don't know how hard it is to get from normal to star. And apparently harder than what McClellan ran. And then on the other side, no dev ups here either. No dev ups for the D-line. No dev ups for the corner. Maybe Carson has a dev up here, perhaps. I'm trying to think. There was no interceptions last game, so it could literally be anyone. And it is Carson. It is Carson. What does he need for this? Tackle for a lost sack, interception, forced fumble, or allow less than 200 yards, which is all doable, even the passing one. This could be a double whammy. Super Bowl and a breakout. The rematch. The Ravens trying to keep their win streak alive. 7-10 now after a big touchdown. There's a lot of running, actually, in fairness. But to say, I don't think we get it with the allowing less than 200 passing. But I think we might. And wow, look at this. What's the situation? It's our ball. 3rd and 15, a first down. It doesn't win it, but it puts it in a good place. It being the game, obviously. It could go underneath to set up a really good field goal spot, but I think you go for the first down. And I was about to take that shot. I think we had him. I think we had Keon Coleman for the first down. Time, wasting the clock there doesn't really matter. Getting the first down does. Don't know how this team got into such a bad spot there to be in 3rd and 15, but wasted opportunity for sure. The defense, 4th and 3, stop forcing the punt. And once again, in another situation, this time running the ball makes sense, though, as you're going to force them to 118, no timeouts to try and get down the field. And the Ravens defense has clutched it up and won the Super Bowl. 16-10, just not allowing many yards for them. I hope Carson got his breakout as well, as we're really lacking these dev-ups on defense hard. And having a really good number 2 cornerback would be awesome to see. Little surprised that this team won, though. I don't know what it is about this offensive/defensive scheme, but somehow we win. I've used better schemes that have had better success both sides of the ball and have not won Super Bowls. Yet this team wins one. A team with bottom 10 passing yards and touchdowns, bottom 10 receiving numbers, bottom 10 running numbers, maybe bottom 15. As a group, they're good. The touchdowns are good, but the ultimate team scheme gets a Super Bowl win in year 2. And I really don't feel like I did a whole lot. Keon Coleman was a decent addition, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't feel like I did a whole lot. Running back gets 1 touchdown. Don't tell me he got anything on offense, did he? He would have actually just missed out by 2. And then defensively, I'd actually see, what was their passing yards? I think we actually got it just on passing yards, but just in case, away with 2 sacks, glad we paid him, because seemingly he's worth it, I suppose. Carson did not get a tackle for loss, but that's under 200 passing, right? If I know things, it says 160. Neither team had 200 passing or higher. So if we don't get this break, I'm going to feel kind of dumb for not really looking back at all the scenarios, because if the game gives me, better luck next time, or, I thought this guy was going to be good, but he wasn't, I'm like, okay, moving on. But apparently, there could be glitches. Let's see. Carson should have it. There it is. Maybe that's actually how we get it a lot of the time. I don't know. Star Dev 5K XP for the kind of undeserving Kalen Carson. But we'll definitely take it as we win the Super Bowl and win a dev up against the San Francisco 49ers, and we're broke. Also, here's the game played for the Ravens versus the Niners. Going for the dynasty. 1 of 3 for the years. Got 2 more years left to try and win 2 of 3. Retirements, any? I don't know if there would have been anyone that would have helped us in our money situations, but all those guys mentor backups just to get our XP up for the O-line. Yeah, I don't know. Unless a bunch of money just shows up out of nowhere. Things don't look too good. Come on, money. Spawn in. Unlimited money. Nothing. Not a drop. Okay, I don't know how we're supposed to fix this. I don't want to lose Kyle Hamilton, though. 21 mil. Marlon Humphrey. There's no way, surely. Maybe Ronnie Stanley? He needs a contract right here. We already are losing him. The fact that we're already losing him and we have no money is crazy. Yeah, we are in a spot. We are in a spot for sure. I think we can still try to tag Kyle Hamilton and just find a way around it, but it's not a pretty sight. 5th-year option for Zay Flowers. There's no point. 25 mil is a lot anyways, and we're already behind on 23 mil. We're already making payments on our freaking contract players. Need a new outside linebacker. That's probably what we draft in the first round. A lineman in the second, late second maybe. I don't know, but let's go to free agency. Why not? Where is all the money? Is it... I guess we are paying a couple of guys. Even we paid, like Mark Andrews and Owe. Paid some names here. Marlon Humphrey. Yeah, this window's, it's getting a little foggy. The window's getting a little foggy out here, let me tell you. Washington, his penalty's high. There's a couple of players, but yeah, most of the players that are contracted are players that we wouldn't want to lose. Yeah, here's free agency, a bunch of offensive linemen. I'm not sure what happens when you enter the next season in negative money, but this is easily the most broke I've ever been in any rebuild. Like, we have never been this broke. Negative 23 mil, and I have no idea how to get out of it. I think it's just like going into the league year negative and waiting for I don't know how this works. Like, there's just so much money being paid out to some position groups like Roquan and Lamar and Mark Andrews in a way, and Matabike, kind of. Linderbaum's not cheap. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton's not cheap. I don't know. I'm just going to let the ball roll how it's rolling. Like, do we get banned? We might get banned here. Because, like, I don't see how we get back to base. Like, we just don't. Oh, we can restructure Lamar. I really don't do the restructuring stuff too much. Did that help us a lot or not? Let's see what our money is right now. That cleared a little bit, but I don't know about that one now. All right, we're going to restructure Roquan as well. And then maybe we trade Marcus Williams off and it puts us like right back at like even. I think that's like really the only way we can do it. Because I don't want to restructure too many other players. I want to make sure like we know that they're going to be around for a while. What about Bateman? I don't think restructuring him would do much. It would just add a little bit to the end of his contract. Yeah, it doesn't really save much. All right, we trade Marcus Williams and a 4th-round pick to the Bears for a mid to late 2nd-round pick, which saves us a little bit of money, puts us at positive 8 mil, which is not bad at all. And yeah, we lose a free safety, but we were probably going to lose him anyways. He's 29 years old, needing a contract, and Kyle Hamilton hasn't even been paid technically yet. So we're barely stringing this thing along, but at least we're not negative anymore. All right, we're in the draft, and the Saints land Banyard, who looked really good, I must say. We're going to go to about 20. We might have to make a trade-up because we need a literal starting edge rusher. So we need to grab someone that's at least halfway decent for a starter. I'm willing to just trade or, move to the very last decent-looking pass rusher there is, as, once again, we're really up against it for a lot of positions. I think Newton was one of my guys, actually, and I can't really trade up too hard. So best available, if only available. And wow, I'm a little surprised. We actually kind of get our pick of who we want at edge. Didn't think that was going to happen. We have a guy that's a little bit more fitting for edge, Mr. Bullocks, who's pretty damn athletic. Don't know his ratings, though. A to C finesse, A to C power move. But then you have another guy who fits more maybe on the 4-3 than an actual 3-4 edge, in Henry, 6'5", 272, but he's athletic as hell. B tackle, C play rec. What about Bullocks? Do we know anything about those ratings? A pursuit, C tackle. I don't know what the play rec is. Ball carrier, or not ball carrier vision, but block shed's pretty low. I just don't think I know enough about Bullocks, so I think I have to go Henry here. I think we're going Henry. Cedric Henry looks great. Please be hidden. Thank you. 84 speed, 82 excel, 86 strength. Probably faster than the other. No, that's not a lie. I don't know why I said that. That's just simply untrue. And then with this pick, we could either take Richardson, who can play safety probably, or remove one of the corners we have to play safety, or we take Griffin or Whitmore. I'm going to be looking at all these players. I'm going to be deciding Griffin is a hybrid type, so his upgrading is probably not going to be the best. And then Whitmore is a little bit more zone, but not great. I think it's just the value of Richardson is just impossible to negate. Does he really fit as a free safety, though? I don't know, but I'm going to grab him anyways. And he's hidden. We're killing the draft right now. And then at 32, I want to make sure there's no one else I wanted. There's definitely a DT I wanted. He's like a nose tackle type. He could replace Boyd. I still think Dorless has a chance to develop, so I'm going to let him cook. We also have Miles. Either one is good, but Wakefield probably has a better chance of being higher dev, but Blockshed sucks, but Power Move's good. Yeah, I think we're going to move to our next pick and then maybe take the DT and then hope one of these linemen is good because, no tackle. We have no left tackle because Ronnie is gone. And I wish I scouted the linemen more because the only one I even know anything about is O'Neal and Buchanan. But Buchanan looks kind of raw, and O'Neal's like a pure center yet again. Do I take Wakefield? I'm going to take Wakefield, the new nose tackle, 22 years old with pretty good reps. Normal. I kind of felt it too. I kind of felt like that was a really dumb pick. But with that said, he's probably still going to start. Well, he made it all the way to 32 without having to trade up, and the only lineman remaining is Connor Newton. Don't know a lot, but A awareness probably means he's a decent overall. And he's hidden. It works out. Don't know if he's going to be the new tackle, but somebody's going to be playing tackle. And I think I trade up to the the Saints here, and grab the running back Sutherland and call it a draft. We have a lot of capital here. 2/5 should do it. At least that's what I told myself. A 6th this and a 7th 2 years from now was also required. But we're going to be grabbing that running back here with this selection. Maybe land ourselves the starter of the future. I think that's what we want. Oh, linebacker. They don't look great. Oh, DT. Sutherland does look very good, though. Dylan Sutherland, 21 years old, pretty athletic, A-truck, A-stiff. I'm on running back. That's a good decision. That's a good decision. I kind of want to go for the DT now. Got 2 normals on D-line again. If not, you know what? I'm just going to go to the 6th round, pick 3. And I probably regret it because nobody's here. We're going to go with 2 to 3 Woodyard. Why not? A 6th round pick? I mean, it can't be that bad, right? 4-year rookie, save some money, which we absolutely need to do. After all of our efforts to get cheaper, we have under $1 million again. Negative $1 million. It is what it is. 75 for the edge, 75 for the potential free safety, DT 72, which I mean, I've seen worse. Guard is decent. Sutherland's pretty good. And then the 2 players I took just as like filler depth pieces were not great. Great power move, decent block shed for Mr. Henry with some athleticism. I'm just praying for superstar here because we need edge help desperately. And he is superstar. Nice. Is it left out we need or right out? About to find out in a sec, I suppose. Going to drop 2 overalls. Oh, my. Tavares Richardson, though, very good man and zone coverage. He is a man-to-man player, so he probably would move to hybrid if we put him at free safety, but I don't think we're going to have a better option here. I think he's been drafted to play a different position. We now have utterly, absurdly tall safeties. Wakefield, I guess, with the B power move. 77? 79? Okay. I mean, it's not hidden, but he's good. Newton. What was the finesse blocking like? Yeah, that's a tackle. That looks like a tackle to me. Welcome to left tackle, buddy. Definitely dropping off in overall a little bit, but considering the contract situations, I think we've done a decent job. Sutherland, number 21, looks all right. And what's his ratings? Kind of looks like McClellan, but he at least has a better starting base with 21 years of age. And, of course, the big thing being star plus, which, of course, he is star on the nose. I do want to take a look at the edge rusher we could have went with. Bullock, 74 overall, who was normal dev, actually. A little bit more athletic like we expected, but our guy was better. Now on to Season 3, which is Season 1 of 2. And, it's Sutherland that needs to be starting. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was Gordon for some reason. I think we're starting Sutherland, as I just think with that star dev, he just makes more sense to start, right? I think McClellan's been... Was he at least good? I'm pretty sure he was decent, right? He's 23. His trucking is really good. Star is nice. Man, 13 touchdowns. Yards per carry did get better. Do we give McClellan one more season, maybe? I think we're going to go one more season. Everything else looks really good, though. It's really just the question mark of running back. Everything else, I think we're set for the future. And then looking at defense, edge, we fixed. DT, we might need a new one. We tried to replace Boyd, kind of. Wakefield has better power move, but Boyd's better at block shedding. So, what's the age? Is Boyd 22? He's 24. Okay, I don't feel bad anymore. Okay, never mind. We're going to be starting Wakefield. And then cornerbacks, I think, are fine, as Carson's now star dev. And, yeah, it's really just, it's D-line, kind of, and then potentially running back. But what can you do? Especially running back, very tough position to develop. Thank you, Dorless. Thank you. McClellan had a chance at a breakout, didn't get it. Dorless gets his at least. All right, 77 mil. Is that better? I don't know. Linderbaum needs a contract. Kyle Hamilton still needs a contract. Zay Flowers needs a contract. Marlon Humphrey. I don't know if that's better. I don't know. I think we're going to try and re-sign the cheapest players first. that make the most sense, right? Like, Zay Flowers isn't necessarily cheap, but he's a wide receiver. He's one of the tough ones to, to develop that position at least. Linderbaum's not bad. It's like 15 mil per. Madden, though, I don't know, dude. I mean, we're really up against it here. Trenton Simpson, what did I even offer Trenton there? Like a 3-year 50? I don't even know how high that got. 56 mil left. Safety it's a tough position to develop, but this is a lot of money. Like, that is so insane. And that's like not even counting the fact that we'd lose. I think you got to lose Linderbaum. I think you got to lose a goated center. I really like... If I'm thinking about what I can replace pretty easily, I think center is one of those positions. Yeah, we're really broke, and nobody wants to accept our contracts. All right, we're into the playoffs. With a win, we get the division. We lose, but we still hold on to the division. We are going up against the Raiders in the playoffs, which we know are not a bad team. The contract situation has done really bad. Let's just put it that way. Madubuike is looking like he's going to leave, and Kyle Hamilton 100% is going to leave. He wouldn't take a 5-year 125, which would pay him basically $25 million per year as a safety. That was a dumb contract to offer, let alone that's not enough for him. Go find it somewhere else. Best of luck to you. We need a new running back. I don't even know if things would have changed with Sutherland as a starter, but I don't know. I just think it's impossible to get not bad of offensive line blocking, actually. It's hard to get running backs developed. Away, not bad. Madubuike, pretty damn good. Henry, really mid. Interceptions, Kyle Hamilton with 3. Yeah, last year / this year is our obvious window, and, I mean, we made it happen. I also think that unless we win a Super Bowl here, I'm probably going to change the scheme just to see if we can go really off if we come away from this awful scheme in game. Like, I don't know how we're winning. I think it's just the defense carrying, because you've seen 27th in offensive yardage. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the points are number 1. Maybe the yards suck, but the scoring's good. I don't know, but I think the offense is just not good. And we see it in most of the sims. They're just really low scoring, barely squeaking by type of wins because the defense is locking them down. If we had to put up 30 points, I don't know if we do it. I really don't. Raiders, 7 points. We get 3. Defense, once again, short fields left and right. It's like it's taking twice as many drives as I would expect this team at this point to be putting up. You know, with a wide receiver 1 that's great, a tight end 1 that's great, and then one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You would think we'd be doing a little bit better than that, and you can see here we have basically choked it away. 5-point deficit with 3 timeouts, though. We have a chance still. The kick is deep, and obviously we will not be returning that. Need the touchdown. This verticals play like almost never works for me. I don't know what it is. Is it just because there's not a tight end on it? Maybe it does work. Flowers, or Bateman anyways, gets out of bounds pretty nicely. 4 seconds to gain a bunch of yards. Then we got verticals, which is going to put Flowers in the slot. Coleman looking freaking taller than Andrews. How is that even possible? Speaking of Andrews, don't know if I really want him fighting that much, but 6 seconds to move down the field, another like 50 yards. I got to say, Dagger's been iffy for me as well. We're moving, but will we have enough time? Inside, Coleman, all the way down to the 4. I mean, we're seeing a drive right before our very eyes that is looking pretty promising. If we get this ball off quick, though, we might be able to get a second play in. So I'm going to look quick for somebody. I lied. I just bottled it. I ran out of time. Strip him. Okay, I mean, it's worth it. I wonder if Lamar can get a second strip. Come on, Lamar! That sucks. Explain the X factor, apparently. Well, that's unfortunate. Kind of ran out of time. I seen X was kind of open, but I felt like it was a tougher throw to make. But I threw it right at the defender, so it didn't matter. I didn't do the best. Did really well until that final play. Let's take a look, though. Andrews, of course, completely locked down, right? There's like 45 players in his face. I mean, that throw is nearly impossible to Flowers. Yeah, I mean, if I throw it right here to Flowers, maybe, but there's a lot of congestion in there. It's just good coverage. Maybe I should have ran. Now they had a spy as well. They played that really well. But anyways, let's take a look at the numbers. We threw that pick, but Lamar also didn't have any passing touchdowns. So what can I say? Lamar with 1 rushing touchdown, I suppose, but Away with 2 sacks, Wilson with 1, Roquan with 1, Matabike with 1, and then a half for a bunch of different players. Interceptions for Humphrey, and of course Spillane. Kicking was perfect, but the offense sucked. I'm going to be switching to... I'm not really sure. Maybe we try the Buffalo scheme. I've seen them win a couple of Super Bowls. I know we won a Super Bowl with this team, but it's the defense that's carrying. Let's just be real. We lost 30-19 to the Raiders. Come on, man. Offense is just taking way too long to score. Of course, we did lose to the Super Bowl contending Raiders, in fairness, who did not win it, though. 30 mil left. That does not count Matabike or Kyle Hamilton, so there's that. What do we got here for DevOps? None on offense. Maybe some on defense, though. Matabike goes to Superstar. Henry, I think, did he start as Superstar? I can't remember. He might have. Away at Superstar, though. That is amazing. And then Hamilton, the X Factor, is going to be one hell of a free agent player. I don't know who the hell is going to sign him, but best of luck to you. I mean, if we didn't win the Super Bowl there with that team and we're about to become worse, I mean, that's probably just a GG. We're going to say the money just ran out. Really, that's all that can be said. Oh, now he's like, hey, maybe I'll take a 5-year 111. I don't know. But 5th-year option for Coleman will probably save money in the long run. Matabike, this is a little bit less, kind of. I kind of want to keep him. He's been pretty consistent. Do I let Linder walk and then tag Hamilton? I don't think that works, though. Like, playing against the tag again? Like, does that even happen? I don't care. I'm doing it anyways. And, of course, we cannot afford Linderbaum. But if you're going to lose anyone, an offensive lineman is usually the position you have to lose. I still don't know how we're negative 20 mil because I let Linderbaum walk. Is there any other players that can save us some money? Roquan, that's not really in the cards. Obviously, Bateman's not in the cards. Yeah, I thought we were screwed the last time. We're really screwed now. Is there any other renegotiations, restructures we can do here? Roquan, I think we already did. I think we already restructured like everyone here. I don't think there's much we can do. I guess we restructure away. We'll free. I mean, we need everything we can free up. He's 28 years old, so I don't mind doing that anyways. Anyone else? Zay Flowers, we probably already restructured him though. Oh, maybe not. The restructures keep happening. We're barely scraping by. Like, really just barely doing it. What about Matabike? We just got him, but I mean, let's just restructure him right away as well. Let future non-me do it. Screw it. Everyone's getting restructured. We need the money now. We're trying to win now, and we don't have the money to even field a roster right now. Let's go with Trenton Simpson, who we just paid a 5-year 45 to as well. Everyone's out of money to the end, but once again, we re-signed players pretty well, so even though they're going to be really expensive at the end, that's fine. That's fine, because look at all those restructures we did, and we're still negative. Oh my, we really put ourselves in a spot, didn't we? Can you restructure players on rookie deals? We'll take a look at free agents, but obviously we are so broke it isn't even funny. A.J. Brown's an insane free agent. Tyreek Hill's pretty damn good, obviously. Aiden Hutchinson, Linderbaum, Jenkins, Ramczyk, Stanley, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. There's some pretty damn good free agents in here, can't lie. Do we maybe... I mean, I don't know what to do. I was thinking, do we trade off Tucker or release Tucker and save the, like, $4 million we can save getting rid of him? I really like him, obviously, but 37 years old. He's definitely regressed quite a bit. I mean, I think I have to. I genuinely think I have no choice. I feel like I just committed, like, a super crime to Baltimore, but, like, super expensive, and his ratings are really low. I mean, there are insane amounts of other players here that will cost us less, and I'm probably better off just waiting till the end of the... I mean, let's just go with this guy, Hoyland. Why not? We saved $4 million getting rid of Tucker, and sure, maybe it cost us in the end, but $1.2 million for this kicker. We have $3 million for a couple of backups. I think a couple of backups at other positions and being positive in the cap, for now at least, is more valuable than a 37-year-old, pretty regressed Justin Tucker. Holy crap, look at the cap hit! Oh my god, we really put this team in a hole, haven't we? It is what it is, though. We are Almost free. We're almost free. So, look at what we need to draft. Safety, linebacker, D-line, corner. O-line, did I mention? I mean, damn, this team is screwed. This is literally the window. Last season was like the real window. This one's like, there's a crack in the window. You can maybe get through it if you really push hard enough. All right, we are in the draft, and we have a lot of needs. Not needs that are like necessarily what we need now outside of center, but things for the future, right? D-line, corner, because Marlon Humphrey's getting older and he's expensive, and it'd be nice if we like moved on from him. Not that it matters, because obviously this is our last season anyways. But I will say with cornerback, there wasn't a lot of great ones, so I might trade up. He's a 1-2 that I'm looking at. See a bunch of corners going there, which worries me. There's so many corners going. But at the same time, there is a 6'5 corner that I'd maybe take a chance on, because we've seen them be superstars before. But this guy that I'm looking at right now, Mullins, which I'm risking a little bit, but I can't really afford to trade up. Woo! Looks really good, and I think that's who we're going to be taking here. Mr. Mullins. Where the hell is he? Tony Mullins. A catch, A man coverage, don't know the press, but a B zone. Not the fastest, but just enough. He's going to be our guy, and he's going to be hidden dev. I imagine he's going to be a very high overall with that man in zone. No less than a 76. And then we do have a couple of safeties, but I just don't think we can really afford that. Ooh, Maxwell Cody looks good. But O-line's not that tough to get. Like, what do we have? If not Maxwell, I don't really know much about the other ones. I suppose Holcomb would be my guy, if not Maxwell Cody. I do like Maxwell Cody a bit, though. I feel like we're getting another Linderbaum here if we go for him. Let's go to the next pick, though. I'm not going to trade up for one specific lineman. I do like him, though. So if he is somehow there, I will take him, but I don't think it's really worth trading up. Are any of the safeties there? Peter Jackson. Maybe we grab him anyways. Oh, Maxwell's still there. I've got to take him. Maxwell Cody. Hidden development trade, 87 strength. New center. And maybe we, I don't know, maybe we trade up. We could use a linebacker. We could use a defensive lineman. I'm not really sure who I'm going to take. I put tight end on the list as well because, you know, Mark's not the youngest anymore. 31 years old. I don't think he needs a contract just yet. He's getting up there, though. What's a contract? If he needs a contract, like, soon, maybe we do go tight end. That's the wrong thing. I don't know why I looked at dev. I'm just used to, like, looking at the dev at the end of the season and being like, oh, look, or the end of the draft. Be like, oh, there, hidden development tree. Star dev, sweet. We trade a third next, a fourth this, and gold to the Chargers for their mid, kind of early third-round pick here. And I seen the tight end just went, so I think I might go with the corner, which gives us flexibility at safety. I don't know if he would play safety, but some sort of corner on this team would play safety, I'd imagine. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go with Peter Jackson. Yeah, I mean, interesting name. He's not very athletic, but we see these builds all the time, right? And he is hidden dev. 89 speed, 6'5", 21 years old. Once again, not that athletic, but with that size, a problem. And I don't think we're going to get that linebacker, so I'm just going to move down to 21 in the third round. I seen Pierman win, and I'm like, I'm not trading up for this guy. Oh, wow, they're all gone. But Trey Davis, the DT, I don't know much about him, but I know he is an A-tackle. I know he's strong, and I know he's big. That's all I need to know. And another normal, dude. Man, we have not really drafted that position well, especially nose tackle. Normally, I see like a star or a superstar. It's always when I don't run the 3-4 that I find those, and then when I am in the 3-4, I can't find one. This guy looks all right. Troy Duggins, 83 speed, 86 excel. I've seen a bunch of like B's and A's on his catching, so I don't know if he's the future, but maybe like a cheap Isaiah Likely. And I found a kicker that says he has elite kick power. Accuracy's not great, but I'm going to bring him in anyways. And he's hidden. 97 kick power. I can release the other kicker. I apologize to that kicker, but, you know, that's how the game works, right? You are a non-proven kicker, and really you're just competing for the job, but there's no really real competition when we find a guy that's just out the gate better, right? He's just better. Then we find a good kick power punter, but I will say there's a weird punter here. He didn't have, like, redeemable qualities, so I was just like, whatever, I'm not going to go for him, but he had a bunch of A's in here. A awareness, A injury, A kick accuracy. Very weird, right? Only solid kick power, though, which is why I passed on him. Elite change of direction. I don't know what's going on there, but kind of curious to see after the draft if there's anything going on. Maybe he's supposed to be quarterback. I don't know. It said D short accuracy, so I doubt it. But we're now -7 mil after the draft, which you love to see. Looking at our rookies. Yeah, like I said, I figured that our corner was going to be no less than 76, and he is a 78 overall. Tony Mullins. Maybe he's the new safety, and then that 6'5 corner is the cornerback 2 or cornerback 1, whatever the situation is. But Mullins, star dev, is hoping for superstar, but obviously what can you do? Maxwell Cody, the new center. It looks promising. It's a really good impact block, which I don't know if that really matters for a center. Of all the positions on the offensive line, is that one that matters? Yeah, I guess. Peter Jackson, the 6'5 corner. We're hoping for superstar. He's got the build. 84 man coverage with no catching. That's really the build usually. 82 to 84 man coverage with 0 zone and 0 catching. And there it is, superstar dev. I almost feel like number 47 kind of works for someone that's on the taller side. I'm going to go 42. I think the taller you are, the higher the number. DT, Tyler Davis, or Trey Davis, not Tyler Davis. Good power move. All the same, really. All the same, these DTs. Tight end, 69 overall for a guy that I really didn't know much about. It's not bad. Like I said, kind of like an Isaiah Likely clone. Like, poor man's Isaiah Likely. And then the kicker, we do want to see Chamberlain, who is automatically the starter, just based on his dev. 97 kick power, 69 accuracy. I've seen better. But, it is what it is. We've got our starter, star dev, and then the punter. I don't know what our punter situation is like, but I was like, screw it. I want to try to get cheaper. 92 kick power, 80 accuracy. Doable. All right, the final season. I haven't actually changed the offensive playbook. I kind of think we should, though, but Sutherland's going to start. Flowers at number 1. Keon Coleman at 2. Bateman at 3. And, the team's just barely intact, right? Money is a problem, and it's been a problem since, season 1, really. But we still have a pretty good roster all around, right? I'm just surprised Trenton Simpson hasn't developed a little bit better by now, but the depth is actually better than you would have thought, considering I can't even afford any new free agents. We're literally just stuck with what we got. And Kyle Hamilton has played on 2 franchise tags now, which is super realistic, I know. But then again, asking for a 5-year, $25 million per deal as a safety feels a little unrealistic as well. Like Derwin James, the highest at $19 million apparently. Although that was a year ago, so maybe 2021 is not too far off, I guess. But over 25, that's insane. That's next level. And here we are. So obviously we have to repay Lamar Jackson, but I think this is a decent reset for us, right? 60. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money, but I think this is an okay reset, assuming he actually takes something close to that. So 87 mil with Hamilton, Roquan, Coleman, Carson, Dorless, and Bateman. I think we can do it. I think we're actually looking pretty good. Obviously, this time around, we let Bateman go, even though we probably could afford him. But I'm going to go for Roquan. I think he's, able to play until he retires, right? It's a lot of money, but I think he can play until he retires. Keon Coleman, I think 6-year, whatever the hell this is fine with me. 6-year, 72 is great for us. Okay for him. Kalen Carson, I think we're finally in an okay spot money-wise. We're going to let Marlon Humphrey go, obviously. Dorless, at this point, why not? Boom. So we have 38 mil left. We don't have to pay too much more for Lamar. We're letting Humphrey go on our own accord, and we're letting Bateman go. So, we got 38 mil to spend on Kyle Hamilton, who, once again, is asking for a lot of money, but please just take, just take the contract. So dumb. So we'll have probably about 10 mil to spare, and we're only losing Humphrey and Bateman. I think that's fine. Especially when we have a cornerback replacement in the works. So currently we are offering him $26 million per year, and he finally took it. 14 mil left, which is actually not bad, and we're losing Humphrey and Bateman. That's not bad. We do lose Jace McClellan, but it is what it is. Everything else, we're okay with. They're solid backups, but we're actually not completely against it for once. And then once we lose Mark Andrews, which is not a good thing to lose, he's not a bad, I don't want to lose him, we'll have a little bit more money to work with. But here it is, the final season, 13-4. If we didn't lose to the Rams, we maybe get the divisional, or the conference win, actually, as the number 1 seed. But we did not, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the total season stats. I kept the Ravens because I was, wow. That's probably MVP. That is an insane touchdown to pick ratio. Cut the Ravens because, you know what? It's the final season. We rocked with them this whole time. Might as well just stick it out. Coleman should be superstar with that touchdown list. Didn't change the lineup at all. I kept the exact same lineup except for running back, the exact way it's been ever since we drafted Coleman. Coleman at the 2 with him at the number 1 slot spot. Blocking was amazing. Obviously, a lot of running and stuff like that. Misdirection. Dorless pretty good. Matabike not the best. And then Edge is just, what is this? 4.5 sacks for Owe and a half for Henry. Could you imagine 1,200 downs played and having a half a sack? Right? We always talk about, sacks. People that care about sack numbers are stupid. It's all about pressures. No, if you have half a sack for a whole season played as a starting edge, you are ass as well. Even if you have good pressures, you are still ass. I don't care. Like, we see people triple and quadruple team sometimes with a chip or something, and they still have more than a half a sack on the season. Like, that's crazy. Just as crazy as Lamar not winning with a 33 to touchdown to 1 interception ratio season. It could be nothing best quarterback, but and best wide receiver, but dropped interceptions, and it wouldn't matter. We seen it when Rodgers won MVP over Brady that one year. It was a very close one. Rodgers had the better touchdown to pick ratio and a lot more dropped interceptions than Brady. It was probably a Brady MVP season, but didn't get it. It was close. So, what can you complain about? But still, speaking of Brady, the Patriots, even though it was Bucks Brady anyways, with Tyreek Hill going to the end of the game. Good stop. We get 7. There's a little something different about this offensive scheme, it seems. The Ravens scheme seems to be cooking this time around. I will say the defense also isn't playing as well as normal, though. 21-16, going into the 4th. Spoke too soon. Offense is playing like crap. Is it their ball? It is not their ball. We're just not moving the ball very quickly, so I thought it was their ball. Get the touchdown with the 2-point, though. They played it exactly the way they wanted to, but the Patriots still have a chance on 4th and 2. Almost guaranteed if you just sim it, but if you go in, maybe you get it. Dorless, I suppose, is probably... Oh, my Lord. Ritter wearing 18 is crazy. And that is a really good throw to the outside by Ritter. Keeps him in bounds, which honestly is debatably worse. I think it kept him in bounds. Maybe not. Maybe it didn't. You probably want him to go out of bounds there. Give yourself a chance. Oh! Kyle Hamilton showing you why you pay him $26 million per. Clutching out the game with a pick. And heading us over to the divisional round. Ritter, he had a lot of yards. Completion percentage was good, but that one interception right at the end of the game, losing the whole thing for him. Sutherland, okay numbers. Lamar, doing what Lamar does. Andrews with 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Barmore and Henry with a sack. So Henry, in one playoff game, doubled his season sack total. That's what we're saying, EA. Yep. Okay. Sure. That's what we're saying. I don't know why 3-4 numbers suck so much. I just don't know why. It's almost like you have to... It's like almost like the inevitable playbook change that we usually have to do most rebuilds, but the 3-4. You inevitably, if you want a good defense, you just got to change to a 4-3. It's just, the sim is just not going to work. And then Coleman's physical is really good. That's the kind of build I would like him to have, though, right? You start off with better deep accuracy, or not accuracy, but route running and all that, but I want him to be a short route receiver, right? I want him to be a good short route receiver that gets off the line well and just dominates in those really annoying possession-y situations. It just kills you inside seeing that happen left and right. It's like, we know what they're going to do, but he's too big and strong. We can't stop him. Peter Jackson with an ability slot. Who gives a damn? To the divisional. And hopefully beyond. The Raiders, our favorite team to lose to. Play in the playoffs. All right, going to the end of the game. Looks like we got the stop and the touchdown drive. The Raiders drive down, get nothing. We get nothing. They get a touchdown. We get a field goal. Halftime score. The defense is once again the reason why we're in these games. 17-7. The Raiders drive down for a touchdown. Touchdown here would be nice. We're not going to get it. 3rd and 3 from the 11. Raiders get the touchdown and the extra point. 4 minutes left for the Ravens to clutch. And not only do they not clutch, they actually go backwards 2 yards. 3 plays to get a first down. Technically 4 now. And they lose 2 yards. Andrews. Perfect throw. Great catch. Look at Lamar's numbers. They're so bad. That throw was like a sixth of his numbers on the game. Oh my God. Like, what are we doing? A field goal wins it. A field goal wins it, and the youngster hits it. Who needs Tucker? Not us, apparently. We win by 2, and we're headed to the championship round. Terrible, terrible numbers for Lamar Jackson. Sutherland kind of cooked, though. A 7-yard long with 4.2 yards per carry with 93 yards is really good. Andrews clutched up in that game. Sacks, none. No sacks, no interceptions, no missed kicks. Just bad offense, especially from our side. Sutherland cooked, though. We needed somebody to step up, and it seems like he did. To the championship round, though. We're at least moving on. I don't know if we're going to get that dynasty. Be pretty, I know we're starting with some pretty good rosters here, the Chargers and the Ravens, but be a pretty good week of rebuilds, if you will. If we get this, speaking of the Chargers, if we get this dynasty run, if you will. To the end of the game, we get the stop, we get the 3. That's how these games go for us. You get a stop and you score. Every time we got to get those stops, and it looks like the offense gave them a short field. Halftime score of 10-7. It's just not high scoring, but we're managing the game just enough. And there it is, the defense clutching up, 26 points to 7, and it wasn't even really close by any means. Lamar was pretty mid yet again. Sutherland way worse. I mean, at least Lamar's still putting up the touchdowns, I suppose. Slater getting cooked. Henry McNeil cooked us. Holy crap. Picks for Humphrey and Asante. And this rookie kicker has been something. I didn't actually look at his regular season numbers. I think I forgot to, or I just don't remember them, but playoff-wise, he is killing it as we are now in the Super Bowl. That felt like so nonchalant and like anticlimactic, but that's just how it goes. You know, that game was really just weird. I don't know. We normally have a close battle to the end. That safety, even though he's technically supposed to be a corner, is something. Like, he might, if he were to play it all the way through, finish with 90-man and zone, which is not common. And Fairchild has been cooking. He's just all towards power blocking, which as a guard I don't mind, but it would be nice to have a little bit of balance. But here we are headed to the Super Bowl. Who's it going to be against? Give us a freebie. You know you want to give us a freebie. And they give us the Cowboys. They give us the literal opposite of a freebie, the hardest possible team that we could play from the NFC in Sim. 91 overall, though, to their 86, I think it was. Let's take a look at any potential dev-ups we would have had. Keon Coleman. Would have thought maybe even X-Factor, but Superstar is A-OK in my book. And then we look at the defensive side of things, and we see that nobody is dev'd up. Not even like Wakefield or anything like that, or Simpson. But that is fine. Final game for the final season. I was going to say of the final rebuild, but that's not even true for the week, let alone the Madden season. 91 overall to 86 overall Cowboys. We can do this. We can do another dynasty. End of the game. Cowboys do what most teams haven't, and that's score before us. Not a good look. 14 points. That already might be too many points for us to try and come back from. Second half, really good start. 14 all. The defense is doing what it does, though. The defense is doing what it does, though. And with 9 seconds left, I got to come into this game. I mean, I don't, but I want to see it anyways. Doorless. I mean, he has a chance to run here, though. 5 yards is not crazy. No timeouts, though. Back of the end zone. Overthrew him. Tries to recover. Can't get it. And now there's 5 seconds left. I almost debate blitzing. If I blitz, it's mid. Not like it's a mid blitz. I'm going to go with, I don't really want to go Kyle Hamilton. I'm going to go Kyle Hamilton. And he overthrows him. Kind of. I think he was just hoping that we wouldn't come with mid again. He just threw it away. Maybe? I don't freaking know. Kyle Hamilton. Go Richardson on the running back. And we're all over that! We win the Super Bowl! I mean, did I clutch up? Yeah. But it still would have been overtime anyways. Lamar Jackson and company have won 2 Super Bowls in 3 seasons, and we have done that for back-to-back rebuilds. We are cooking in the rebuild game this week, and we still have 1 more left to go. Probably do something on Saturday, maybe a challenge rebuild. Haven't done one of those in a couple of weeks now. Unbelievable. We love to see it, especially without, like, I mean, I guess it's Ravens culture now, without, like, a true #1 running back. You know, we changed it up, like, 2 different times. We had so many different starters. And the Lombardi is being hoisted yet again by the Ravens, and The AFC's dominance is just undeniable at this rate. We see another Lombardi hoisted. I don't know if anyone would have retired on this team, but definitely some regressions, as Marlon Humphrey is going to be gone because, once again, regression is high, and we have replacements for him. I do kind of want to see the re-signings / regressions / retirements, if any. But Lamar Jackson throwing another interception, sadly. Rushing, it's just, not a whole lot going on for our number one running back. Coleman did pretty well there. Flowers with 2 touchdowns. Sack totals, Madubuike with 3, Parsons with 2, Odigizua with 1. Interceptions for Richardson and Diggs, and their kicker missed a field goal in that game, which that drive would have been for the win. But yeah, let's take a look at the... Actually, I'll first show you guys, our win-loss. Don't want people thinking, hey, this guy's on some sort of unrealistic streak here. Something fishy's going on. He's winning Super Bowls? There's no way. It's really tough to win Super Bowls, though. I think we've done a really good job this year of just winning. I don't know what else to say. Retirements, let's take a look at those Ravens, see if there was any. I don't think there would have been. Yeah, and not even backups, because we couldn't afford any of those this year. We kind of just, said, hey, what's depth? I don't know what that means. 7 mil left. Is it going to be any better than 7 mil? Probably not. As we go on to our re-signings, if any, because it won't let me get there. 7.5 mil. I don't know if there was any savings we could have made, but the right tackle, we'd probably have to let him go. At this point, we just can't afford anyone. Marlon Humphrey still didn't even really regress that hard. He's still so good, but can't really afford to keep him, and obviously we have our backup plan in place. Marlon Humphrey with still really good ratings. Somebody's going to get themselves a decent corner, but doesn't matter to us because the rebuild has been completed. Definitely want to take a look at the ratings of the players that we did develop, though. Not that we developed Lamar, but we're going to take a look at Lamar anyways. I'm going to go Scrambler. I don't know if that actually puts him at 99, but I want to see. Do you get a speed? Excel and a throw power. Okay, Excel at least exists. Speaking of speed, 97 speed, 97 Excel, 95 agility, 94 throw power, 93 deep, which you'd like to see a little higher, but 97 medium, 97 short, 95 awareness, 98 throw on the run, 97 play action, 94 under pressure, 97 break sack. A really good quarterback, obviously. And even though the numbers weren't great, it is the scheme that mainly did that, so you can't really put too much on him. He did what he needed to do and won 2 Super Bowls. What can I say? Power back, 1 to trekking. Power back upgrades are so ass. It is just it's so annoying. But Sutherland, didn't really have much time to develop, so what can you really say? Andrews, 92 overall, even after another season of regressing, pretty much. Still really good, obviously. Tight ends, man, they just last forever. We already looked at Coleman. He's, mainly short route now. Well, he's actually pretty balanced. Just good release and great catching and all that. Flowers' release sucks, but everything else is really, really good, and he's pretty fast. Then we look over, I guess we'll take a look at Bateman. He's only an 83 overall, and he's been the slot this whole time, but he's decent. He's a decent player. He actually probably is a player you wouldn't want to lose, but we're doing it anyways. And then for the O-line, I guess we'll look at a couple of them, but at the same time, it's just not going to be super great because it's always going to be one-sided for their development. And we did pretty much everyone else on offense. Let's take a look at defense. Roquan regressed a little bit there, actually, because I think he was 99 at the Super Bowl. Either way, 97 overall, 99 overall, still really good. Press sucks, but so does the press from every linebacker in the game. Regressed a little bit, but he's still really good. Second Super Bowl win for the man. Trenton Simpson, though, didn't really like the development here. Kind of expensive as well, but very good block shed. Still fast. Good enough, I guess. But, yeah, didn't really develop super well. Henry, I think we already looked at. Didn't we? I don't remember. But 88 power move, okay speed, iffy block shed, not really good in coverage in the slightest, but okay ratings just never did a thing. It just never did a thing. OA, 88 overall, 29 years old now. 90 power move, iffy block shed, but insanely athletic, obviously. Losing ratings already at 29 is pretty harsh for an edge rusher. Seems like 29 is like 26 to 29 is their prime, if anything. And of course, Kyle Hamilton, really good. I'd actually probably go hybrid here just to get his potential speed upgrade. And he gets no speed upgrade, but 2 to man coverage, which is really insane. 89 man with, was that 91 zone? Very good hybrid type. What else do we have? Richardson we just looked at, but super hybrid type here as well. 81 zone, 84 man, insanely fast, 6'4". I mean, the safety duo is just ridiculously tall, both 6'4". Marlon Humphrey we just looked at. Mullins is new, but I'm kind of curious to see where we'd be going forward, and that's in a really good spot. Cornerback is maybe even higher upside with Marlon Humphrey gone, because obviously these guys are still pretty young. Even Kalen Carson, who is really good at man coverage, 25 years old, almost said 95 years old. 25 years old as the new number one corner. I mean, he's got time to develop, without a doubt. And we just re-signed him to a long-term deal. And then D-line, I suppose we look at Dorless. We have him every once in a while. Doesn't always develop. It's pretty good here, right? Star Dev, 91 power move. Okay numbers, nothing spectacular. Matabike was pretty good outside of this season. A 92 overall with 88 finesse, 90 block shed. Very good balance. We like the balance from him. And that's pretty much going to be it. I kind of am curious to see the kicker, though, see if he went up in kick power at all, because it seems really easy to dev kickers. Yeah, I mean, he goes up 2 kick power in the first season. Like, it's just really easy. It used to be really tough, and now it's, like, impossible not to get 99 kick power. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really do appreciate continued support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for now, Madden content. Probably a Spider-Man video either on Friday or Sunday or both days. We'll see what kind of videos I have planned, I suppose. We have the Bears offseason for sure on Saturday, and then probably a rebuild. And obviously, I want to start a new series sometime this next week, so maybe even Monday. So we'll see what the schedule's looking like, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!